connections.
I thought I might as
And
well start there
yeah,
because,
clearly they have family or other connections, so we would like to turn them over to your custody, but we are looking for reparations for list of crimes they committed.
right. I'm just going to quickly insert the time and date, 5th of the 2nd, 2026, in the New Zealand format. This is Burning Path, RKDM, Barry here, Avery, Christina. And yes, we were in the midst of a conversation when I thought I'd better start recording so that we could just get it all on tape, so to speak. Sorry to interrupt you there, Avery.
No, no worries. Basically, yeah. So that's the plan. They're probably going to they're probably going to grumble about it, this and that and the other. But the fact of the matter is, we have their people in custody,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we also have their magic items in custody. And our plan is not to charge them any money for the magic items, but we are holding on to them until they basically ransom their people back from us.
Right, right. I
Or at least
see.
that's the plan, unless anybody has any thoughts on why that won't work, feedback or whatnot.
No,
No, not seeing any feedback. No.
no, I don't. I
So
don't see
what
any problems.
so what would be the next couple of steps in your plan then?
Uh, Basically, run the plan past some people who are much more up to speed with the local politics than I am.
Right. So Iolanthra
Mm.
probably
I think we talked to Iolanthra,
you
didn't
talked
we?
to Iolanthra, yeah, I think you did. Um, you've kind of you chatted to Milmore, but not really about this, I don't think.
Not really.
You haven't spoken to Drizael and you haven't spoken to Hasseldrill about
Basically,
this.
we talked about speaking to. We did speak to Milford.
You did talk to Milford, that's true.
Yeah, maybe.
Basically,
Drizael's going to be so pissed off when he finds that out. He's going to be like, "You talk to the biggest mouth in our community instead of me, like
basically
that guy."
the justification is for the reason for not talking to Drizael about it is we're worried that his answer will be, "Give them to me. I'll give you more money than they will, and I'm just going to individually murder all of them."
Why is that bad?
It's not bad. It's just we're trying not to cause an international incident here
Right, right, right. Gotcha.
Why are we being so mamby-pamby with these guys?
because we're trying not to give them justification to call in all of Dagdagile's debts.
Yeah.
And Barry, you play Storm, so you should know that. No, no, no,
Hmm.
no, no. So
But
Storm,
it's a
Storm
way.
definitely knows that.
It's a,
Basically, because we're on
Different
acting on
character.
the behalf of Dagdagile, we are giving them the option to save face, um, and it's also, from what we understand of them, there's a lot of infighting. So just having a bunch of them captured and then ransomed back is just going to hopefully turn them against some of their factions against each other a bit as well.
I remember you saying something to the effect of wanting to have the high moral ground, essentially needing to keep that last week.
That sounds right as well.
Yeah.
okay, no, I just wanted to know. Mm,
I mean, the moral ground wasn't for the sake of it. It was political. It was still political, but
That political high ground.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Okay, all right, let's go and get advice from other people.
Okay, so do you have a list?
And Milford, now he knows they're there. He'll get his people to keep an eye on the situation, just in case the Barracle tries something slippery.
Hmm. Well, do either of you two have anybody you'd like to talk to about this that we haven't already?
We've talked to my mother. Was it about this?
Yeah, I think we did.
I'm not
Okay.
sure it was about this.
Uh,
I
Wait
could
for
be
Russell.
wrong. I could
I
be wrong.
I could be wrong as well. I
Yeah.
do not trust my memory. I do not trust my memory as far as I could throw it, and I have no way of throwing my memory. So,
That's true. These are
uh,
facts.
Russell? Do you remember if we talked to Iolantha about the Barracuda we captured? I feel like we did.
I feel like you did too.
Well, don't trust him. He's the GM. He wouldn't, you know.
What
He
would
would.
her response have been?
Yeah, what would her response have been? I don't remember our response at all.
It's true. I don't actually remember her responding, but I do remember you talking about it, and I feel like it happened. But maybe we just talked about it so much that we think we we did it.
Okay, so what would her response be then?
Her response would be, A, you don't bring those fuckers here. That's
Absolutely fucking not. No.
right. So that's cool. Her second sort of core
And that,
values would be she would agree with you about not stirring the honey pot, not stirring the
Not
bees.
giving them justification.
Yeah. She would agree with you about that, particularly in regards to what might happen in Dagdagyl, in relation to that. From her own point of view, she's a little bit conflicted about that, to be fair, probably like the same way you are, because she also wouldn't be against seeing them all sort of stuck on spikes out on the city gates.
Save the Zargant.
Save for the Zargant, that's true. They might be able to be recovered in some way. I think over time, your general impression of the Zargant is they're a lot of work to reprogram. Not to say that you shouldn't, because that is the moral thing to do. But
It's just difficult.
But it is difficult. And they're not automatically compliant. So what else might she have to say on the matter? She would suggest some sort of back channel to the Barracuda. She would suggest that you go to one of her friends at the what is it called? The House of Thingo, where they do the relics for the treaty business.
The Treaty House?
The Treaty House in Asterion.
Well, if she suggested that, I think Sornel would suggest, well, do you think Hasseldrill might be a better option there, since he has connections?
That would be... She says, find out what Hasseldrill says, and then come back to her, or otherwise message her, because Hasseldrill's connections may or may not overlap with people that she knows, and if he has anybody, then you can always bring that information back to her and be like, well, he suggested so-and-so, but actually they're dodgy, or actually they're perfect because I also know them, so something like that.
Okay, that's a good plan.
That would be her suggestion.
thanks, Mum.
You're welcome.
Okay, because my brain's not running at full mark.
Now listen, Ren, pull your socks up, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so that's the shorthand version. So the idea would be, upon that suggestion, would be to get a back channel to the Barracuda, in order to negotiate with them. They might be able to provide you with, or otherwise suggest an individual diplomat to speak to, and possibly a location that is safe and sound.
Excuse me, I'm saying this in game.
Hmm.
But haven't your burning path got X Barracuda that could get in touch with the Barracuda? The burning, haven't they?
I am considering this. The problem is They are very far away, and for what we are doing, it would be best to contact somebody local, I believe. It would also be much more roundabout, since we would have to contact them, then wait for them to contact somebody else, and so on and so forth.
Be a longer process.
There's us also more. If we find somebody we can deal with directly and negotiate, that is much better. We could certainly get in touch and see if they know anything about the people suggested, but I believe that is well worth doing. But asking them to negotiate directly from so far away, it leaves too much possibility of interception.
Okay. Good enough.
But it was a good thought.
Good
I
enough.
thought it was a good thought too, but I also agree your points are all correct. Not doesn't totally invalidate it as a way of doing things. You could do that. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
too-
I'm not saying we can't do that. I'm just saying that
You
there
could
are counterbalancing issues.
No, I understand. It's
other
very
uh,
good. It makes logical sense to Ren. He looks at you and smiles and says, yeah.
Ilanthra would back up your argument though with the thoughts, and these are just thoughts. You could potentially bring someone through a gate to Vangate for the sake of it. But again, now you've got a situation where they're probably wanted by the Barrack Isle.
They are definitely anybody we could bring through that we would trust is definitely wanted by the Barrack Isle.
Right. So we're creating a diplomatic fusion box, bringing them to Vangate, basically. So that wouldn't.
And it would also be like bringing even a former Barrack Isle in Sulinor Temple would still be a bit.
Oh yeah. I mean, if they even knew about it, they'd be like, we're going to the, the Regency.
Yeah, but the portal is in Sulinor Temple, is what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
And I don't think that I think anybody Barrack Isle, even the ones on our side, are smart enough to figure that out. Even if we don't tell them, even if we black bagged them.
Right. Right. Fair enough. Okay. So,
All right.
other
Same
options. Another option that Ilanthra, in your meeting with Ilanthra, Skylar raises is the potential that she says another possibility could be that you might find the Barrack Isle. Oftentimes, at least once per week, they travel through the city in a procession, sometimes in smaller groups and even sometimes alone, but usually only to Ansel when they do that alone.
I do recall that there is a group that travels to the market once a week, or at least they used to.
That is correct.
But the problem is that in that case we are approaching random members of the Barrack Isle about a diplomatic issue, and
Out of game, Sornel, you probably still remember the names of the because you were on that mission.
I was on that mission, yes. And we talked to one of the guys who defected,
That's right.
or was going to defect. I assume we have managed to have him defect.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Yeah, the problem is I don't know that there would be somebody that we would want to approach regarding this.
It could be a way of sending a message, that's all.
That's a good point.
And somebody has to make a flowery political letter. And Ren says, don't ask me, I'm a soldier, that's
Can't
not
wait
what
for
I
this.
do.
You do not give yourself enough credit, Ren. You are quite well spoken.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
See?
Very well then. Why don't we make a trip to the Nag's Head then and see what our good friend and alleged proprietor of alcohol has to say about this.
Alleged proprietor of alcohol. I see. Okay. So you're heading to the Nag's Head.
Yep. I would like to suggest that we explicitly go by carriage rather than walking.
Okay, cool. Do you bring the carriage into the Sally Port at the temple before you leave?
Probably makes sense because one of my considerations is we don't want to have Ren being seen walking around openly, even if he can somewhat change his appearance.
Right. Fair enough. Just got a message from Jojo on Discord saying, I miss Vane Gate.
Well, because you posted those maps
Where did I post them?
in the Dag to Guile chat.
Oh, oh, of course, because he is in that chat. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right.
The other person that misses us is Mike.
Mike. Oh,
Yeah.
Mike. Yeah. He and I had a bit of a falling out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He asked me if.
Hold it for a minute. I'll be back.
Has
Yeah,
he
he
changed his
asked
tune?
me. He asked me if he could join us.
I don't think so, to be honest. Sorry to Mike, but he sort of proved himself to be a little bit antisocial in certain ways. That
This is the guy who you were playing a lot of vampire with,
Yeah.
and he did the like thumb coming up out of the puddle of blood, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He
Now-
also, it turns out to be a yeah. Anyway, this is
Enough
being
said.
recorded, so that's enough to be said. Jojo's saying he thinks Gilra would be having some tea and crying about something. Well, that'd be great if Gilra could be consistently here. But
Wasn't Gilra in Shaleku?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. These are
Yeah.
these are not our problems presently. So Vanegate, you take a carriage. You go down through the Droob and across the bridge. When you get to the other side of the bridge, the guards stop the carriage. The guards stop the carriage, and there's a knock on the door of the carriage. Open up.
Sornel looks at you two. Would either of you like to, or should I?
Hurry up. Come on.
A moment, please.
A moment. They want a moment. What kind of carriage is this, by the way? It's not a gold carriage or anything, is it? It's like, like obviously affluently, stupendously wealthy.
Probably nondescript, but the sort of nondescript that like people with money have.
Like merchants and stuff,
Yeah.
rather than nobles. I'm
That
sort
makes
of thinking. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Christina, did you want to take this?
All right. Come on, open up.
Can I help you?
Of course you can help me. So you open the door, do you?
Yeah.
We're looking for someone. Do you mind if you all step out for a minute?
Okay.
All right. So you hop out, I take it. And you see these guards kind of swarm around the carriage. There's a bunch of other guards at the gate holding it like they're quite serious. This is a bit unusual. And in any case, they swarm around the carriage and they look under it and they open the various panels and they search the driver. And then they kind of tear the interior apart and put it back together rather sloppily. Not here, sir. Never mind. Right, free to go.
Who on earth are you looking for?
Not your business, sir.
You just tore apart our carriage.
Good day, sir.
Very well. I shall be speaking to Lord Duncan about this.
You see him look at the other guy and back again.
Because Sornel is well dressed.
Right. But, I mean, that's true, but you're not above the law.
True. Anyway, so I guess we
Not
go
like
through.
these guards who clearly believe they're above the law. All right, so you head through, and you eventually get to Hassel Drill's Tavern, the Nag's Head. Barry, you there? I haven't heard anything from you for like 5 minutes.
Hang on, yeah, I'm here, but I gotta go again. I just started turning the TV down.
I see. All right, just checking. So you can hear us. That's the main point. All right. So, having arrived at the Nag's Head, the wagon drops you off. And the wagon owner, you can see he seems a bit disgruntled by the whole situation. Um, he doesn't try to charge you any extra money or anything, but you can see he's looking at the money that you paid him, and he's looking at the damage to his carriage, and he's like, "That's probably not even going to mumble, mumble, mumble."
Sornel slips him a couple of gold.
Yeah.
He goes down on one knee and takes your hand and kisses it and thanks you profusely.
That is entirely unnecessary.
Oh, no, sir. You saved me and my wife's lives. This month's been a most difficult time.
Why don't you... Tell you what, why don't you go home and buy your wife a nice dinner?
I shall, my lord. I'll take her to the tavern with this. All right, so they head off.
I'm here.
Excellent. You don't get inspiration for being here, though, so there's that.
Okay, I'll go. I'm not giving you...
I can give you bardic inspiration if that helps.
You could do that.
Yeah, I whistle a tune and give you a bardic inspiration. You got 10 minutes in game to use it.
Nice. Okay. All right. So Laertes is mysteriously not at the door. He's there a lot of the time, but clearly not all the time. The man has a life, I suppose.
Apparently. I just walk up to the door and
knock, turn the handle.
Try the handle. If it's locked, I try knocking.
It is locked, and so when you knock, you hear the sounds of a couple of footsteps coming from up on high, and then a loud clomp, and then footsteps coming to the door. And then the door opens, and Laertes is there. He's got a sausage in one hand.
Oh, I'm sorry we interrupted your meal.
He sort of flops it around a moment. Oh, well, I suppose you wish to speak to his High Lord, then. Better come inside. He steps out of the way and ushers you in.
Thank you.
I'm afraid this is the last sausage, though. If you want more, I'll have to order them from up the street.
I am quite all right, thank you. And I look at the other two.
It's quite good. Made by dwarves. I didn't know dwarves made sausages. Should have, really.
I
Well,
can see that.
yes, I can see by the texture it was made by a dwarf.
You can?
Yes. It's got that mark on the side as well.
My goodness, you're observant. I had no idea. Things you learn. I thought dwarves lived underground. Why would they make sausages? Strange. Perhaps it's made of mushrooms.
From what I understand, they do like to import food that keeps well and travels well. Not very many farms underground unless you like mushrooms. And
Yeah.
trust me, mushrooms get old after a while.
All rats.
What are you doing down there? Calls the Hasseldrill from up on top of the upstairs balcony.
Socializing.
With him, barely. Excuse me, my lord. How? Why don't you fetch us some drinks? He says to Laertes, who then goes about doing so. And Hasseldrill ushers you upstairs. I see we're getting the band of merry men back together. Men and women, forgive me, my lady.
Something like that.
And what, pray tell, might you be about to murder, steal, or otherwise procure on this occasion?
Out of game, do either of you want to take this?
No, you're doing a great job.
All right. Well, so I'm quite certain you're aware of the army that has been near Vaingate.
Yes, hanging back just beyond the mountains low of Orderath.
Well, what if I told you that there had been something of a conflict within the camp against certain camp members who have a penchant for wearing red?
Tell me more.
Well, it seems that the Dagdagail and Charasith armies have a list of legal complaints against the Barakyle members of their army, and those Barakyle members are now under custody.
Legal complaints?
Well, basically, there were certain magical interferences, both putting officers under control, including generals, interference with their ability to send messages back to their respective chain of command.
You mean to say the Barakyle had infiltrated their entire army, the Dagdagayan army?
The Barakyle were a contingent attached to the army along with the Charasith.
I see.
They were not part of the Dagdagail army, but they had taken control of it to a degree.
They've been hanging back for a while, from what I've heard. We've had, our spies tell us they've been taking their times from Aldrea.
They were quite well entrenched when we came across them.
I see. Well, that's curious news, isn't it?
Yes, and given the certain legal complaints both by Charasith and Dagdagail, they were looking to turn over the captive members of the Barakyle, as well in exchange for reparations.
Oh, sounds like a matter for high wardens.
Yes, we were hoping that you with your connections might suggest who we should talk to regarding this.
Don't you know Lord Duncan?
I do, but I have been so absent from the local politics for a while. I wanted to talk to somebody who was more up to speed with the local situation.
I see. Well, who might assist in this scenario? What is it that you're seeking here? What is your objective?
We wish to find who to talk to among the Barakyle to turn over these captives, and as well as the request for compensation. I am quite certain you can read between the lines, Hasseldrill, but politics is a matter of saying one thing while meaning another. I'm quite certain you know that.
Oh, of course. I'm merely applauding the beauty and wit of the scenario. It's quite special. Now let me see. It says, Laertes, could you get my lists, please? The relevant ones to this conversation. You know what I mean. And Laertes nods and pops off to a side room. Why don't we open this bottle while we wait for Laertes? Dunk. All right. Laertes comes back and he hands Hasseldrill a piece of parchment, which he opens up tentatively and looks through. Yes, Zuka Edebaz, I think is how you say his name. Zuka. Now, it is my suspicion that this Zuka is well connected. He is connected in ways to the Regency, for one, but also to various mercantile groups and unions.
Do you know their official title? Is Zucker their title or name? I am so confused by Barakyle naming systems.
Ah, yes. Now let me see. Out of game, I'll just quickly look that up. Sure. Just so you know, Barry, I did put a mute on there just because I wanted to kill some of the background sounds.
Okay. I just haven't said anything yet because
Excellent.
nothing to say.
Okay, so Zuka apparently, he tells you, is a Barakyle liaison. He lives at the annex in Vangate, along with a cadre of other envoys. Hasseldra believes that he is a magic and diplomacy strategist, essentially. Zuka has been seen going to events and parties that other members of the Barakyle don't tend to go to, are not seen present at, and flaunts his wealth kind of differently too. Like he wears all the usual robes and stuff, but he also wears like gold chains and gold rings and fucking makeup and shit. So he apparently seems to be a little bit more decadent, which has led, Hazeldrill tells you, this has led to some supposition that he may be weaker in the mind than perhaps the usual Barakyle, but I think that would be a miscalculation. I feel that his decadence is perhaps more a ploy.
I think I understand.
Of course, the other individual you should be well aware of in Vangate, if you're talking about the Barakyle, is the one they call the Grand Inquisitor. Or is it Lord Grand Inquisitor? Vorbis.
I had heard that name mentioned. What can you tell me about him?
Just going to put his name into the Zoom chat so you can read it, written, spelled. Vorbis, you will recognize for his outright and unrepentant displays of his own magic. He oftentimes will fly where he could walk, leaving trails of robes behind him in some spectacular magical form of self-flattery. He wears about his head a turban that covers his face, leaving only his eyes that he has thaumaturgically enhanced or marked. Said to be among the most cruel and vile of the Barakyle. He's quite honestly, I understand he's a monster.
That does not surprise me.
I wouldn't be surprised myself if this Vorbis Dalrenas was some kind of fiend.
That is entirely likely. I have encountered some of their fiends that can pass as human.
Well, be careful is all I can say. You might wish to avoid him. Perhaps head for the other one, Zuka.
That seems like a good option.
Don't let them corner you, these bastards. They're very clever. It was only a few weeks ago, I understand. They built an entire magical construct in order to capture someone they were looking for.
What kind of construct?
Illusions. Led them into a building, and their recollection described it as being devoured by the building itself and forced through some kind of series of tests before they were able to even deal with the mages. And then they were spat out on the street later, found laying about in the gutter.
Most unusual.
Yes. Well, there's some supposition that this test that they speak of was performed in the Forbidden District.
May one ask who they're looking for?
Who's looking for?
The Veracall, are they looking for somebody in particular? Or?
Oh, I imagine they have a list as long as your arm, my lord.
Most
I
likely
imagine they're
longer.
looking for... You're probably on that list.
I imagine we all are.
I imagine we all are. In some form or another.
I believe he might be referring to the guards were definitely looking for someone. I think he might be inferring that the Barakyle put them up to it.
Oh, the guards. I understand a prisoner has escaped from the arena again. That could be part of it.
Do you know which prisoner?
They're not talking at this point. You know how it is. I've got my people looking, but one has to prioritize.
This prisoner would not happen to be the property of one of your competitors, would it?
If you're suggesting that for some reason I might have released a prisoner, for example, or perhaps you're meaning your Dark Elf friend.
I feel like if he wanted to get out, he would not need your assistance.
I agree, wholly. Which is why that is not the case.
It's not that Snake Man we captured and took to the arena ages back, is it?
Snake Man.
At a game, we captured that Yuan-Ti abomination, and Morag just kept knocking him out, and we dragged him to the arena.
Right. Yeah, that rings a bell. I don't think so, my lord, but I wouldn't know, to be fair with you. I haven't the latest. But if you do find out, I would be curious what's happening.
Oh, of course. I did not mean to infer you had anything to do with it. I just thought that you might know something.
Of course. I understand. No, unfortunately, I am not up to the play with this most recent development. It seems you may be breaking the news, as it were. That's if it is news. What brought this to your attention?
The guards tore apart the carriage we hired to come here.
Bastards. Only in Vaingate. You wouldn't get this back at Hemoth Tirith, I tell you. The guards in Hemoth Tirith, while they are sharp and they can be outright cruel from time to time, they are very unlikely to disassemble someone's carriage like that. Just no respect for the craftsmanship.
On another note, we don't happen to know if there's any servants of the Fox members in the city we could get in touch with?
Out of game, What has Hasseldril told you about the servants of the fox to these
He's
characters?
never actually mentioned it, but I dropped his name to somebody else who turned out to be a servant to the fox, and they
So
kind
you
of basically implied
that he was. So you're dropping him that.
he was, yeah.
So this is a bombshell.
It's not basically Sornel doesn't know, but he's kind of like he's suspecting and he's trying to like find out something because if he can, it would make things easier. But you know what Hasseldrill's like.
Ren's waiting for his reaction.
Can you make an insight check? Everybody make an insight check.
Ren, remember you do have Bardic Inspiration. If you want, you can add a D8 to that check. Yeah. So I got a yes. I got a nat 20 for 31.
Wow. Okay. I better roll for Ren, huh?
Like I said, he can add a D8 if he wants to use his Bardic Inspiration because it only lasts 10 minutes.
Do you want to do that, Ren? Might as well.
Yes.
Insight is already +5. Why are you no rolly? Oh, it's something going on. All right, so it's +5. So that's an 11 + 5 is 16 plus a D8, you say? 16
Yep.
plus a D8. 6. So that is a 22, I think. All right. Christina, what did you get?
19.
19, 22, and sorry.
Nat 20 for 31.
Jesus. Well, you all notice that he lifts his hands up off the table, kind of carefully, subtly. He's not doing this like it's not like a show or a display or anything. In fact, quite the opposite. He's trying to hide this. He takes his both hands and lowers them below the table so that you can't see them.
Okay. And I go, oh, where is that thing? I had it here somewhere, and I just go fishing around.
Before that happens, you hear a crack sound, and you can make a perception check. Fucking hell, Tannel.
18.
Barry, that is a 8. Why do you reckon you failed that, Ren? You're on mute, by the way.
I'm kind of concentrating on the conversation and not really, I think of this as a safe place, probably.
Right. That's fair. Yeah. You all, for a few moments, experience a green mist filling the room and surrounding you. I guess I'm going to make you do con saves. What have we got? 2 elves and a dragon. Oof. Okay. Okay, so before you pass out, you notice that there is like sparkly bits in the green mist. So it's clearly some sort of magical effect going on here.
I mean, a 19 didn't save?
I'm afraid not. You find yourselves a few minutes later tied to the chairs. And Hasseldrill and Laertes there. Hasseldrill's still holding a cloth over his face. And he's holding a crossbow, a very ornate looking, beautiful looking crossbow. And he sits back down at the table. You mentioned the servants of the fox, my lord. Points the crossbow at you.
I did.
where might you have heard such a name as this?
Oh, I believe it. I've heard it around, but most recently it was what was the name of that town? X?
Etz.
Etz.
Yep, ETZ. Which hilariously enough is Hebrew for tree, which is why there is a big tree there.
Hassledrill, can we stop with this farce, please?
I'm not sure which farce we're talking about. I take things quite seriously when people mention things that I've made oaths to protect.
Hassledrill, take a look at my sword.
Perhaps an illusion, my lord.
All right. And I tell him a word in Sylvan. Say that into my bag of holding. I swear on the name of Coralon and all of the Seldarine, it will not hurt you. If you... What can I do to convince you? Do I have to fucking summon Tozen to talk to you?
Surely you know password. Out of game, you can make a history check.
14?
14. Ran, you get a 19. Actually, probably more than a 19 because you get +5, so it's 24. Lissa, what did you get? Did you roll?
History.
I missed that, sorry.
No worries.
14.
14. Okay. Yeah, I imagine that Maith must have given you a password. It would make sense. And so at this point, you probably deliver that password. But I think probably what has happened is that you didn't know that you knew the password until now.
That mage, he messed with my memories more than I realized.
Hassledrill looks up to Laertes, who then releases the ropes from behind you each. You realize the ropes were not that well tied anyway, to be fair.
And I could have just stepped out of them.
Probably. So he rolls up the rope and puts it actually on the table. Very well. You asked for someone of the servants of the Fox at your service, my lord.
Now, if you'll give me a moment, and I say the word I told him, and pull out the coin I was given for passage to the island.
Right. Perfect. Okay. He says you will forgive my
Oh no, I
protocols.
totally understand. I did not expect you to... I suspected, but I did not expect you to react so directly.
Yes, well, if you would, I imagine. He slides a ring off his finger, and you can see that it's got like an orb on it that's cracked, and there's like a little bit of green residue around the edges of it. This was a gift from our friend Maith.
I just turn and stare pointedly at Lissa. We're going to have to talk to him next time we see him.
Yes.
Good luck with that. I haven't seen him for 70 years. He referred to himself once as an agent of deep time.
Sounds like him.
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Being an elf, it makes sense, and a mage. Now, given the circumstances, I feel it is my place now to mention a few things to you. This building is somewhat protected, not so much as a mythal, but there are a number of artifacts hidden in the walls, buried beneath the floor, built into the ceiling. And that give us some limit of protection.
Good to
Certain
know.
illusions can be created within this space at the summoning of a few words. For example, my friends, if you are in trouble and you need refuge, and I do not say this lightly, please do not bring the city guard to my door, but if such a case were to occur, if you stand here and place your hand on this balustrade, you will see that there is here a gem embedded, and you can just make out where there's a crack in the balustrade. He says, placing your hand here as close as possible to this gem will allow you to empower the illusions of this house. Then it will be a matter of projecting them. And he explains how this works. And it basically requires a password again. And it fires off a fairly decent illusion spell. I don't know what it would be. Probably major illusion or something.
Probably major illusion, yeah.
Yep. And so you could create any number of situations to hide behind or use for escape. And if you need anything, you may come to me, of course.
Good to know. But in any event, we do need to deal with the Barakyle. I will take your suggestions to heart. We do have some people we can double check that against, but we don't know how in the loop they are, especially considering the local scene.
Of course. Lord Duncan would be worthwhile contacting, I feel. His perspective on the Regency and on how things are currently being managed across the city would be worthwhile, perhaps. He would not bring you any attention at that.
Should I send him a missive, or should we just show up on his doorstep?
An excellent question. Both have their merits. I suggest I send him a message, and you show up on his doorstep.
Works for me.
Laertes, he tells Laertes to draft out a message, and he does so. He writes it out in front of you, tells you what it's going to say. Basically, these people are coming to see you. Be ready for them. They're going to come in through the back door, and they're going to use another password. So there you go. Today's game is about passwords. Yeah, that's basically how it's going to work. And so he sends Laertes off to go and deliver the message beforehand. You get the impression that Laertes is going to give it to a guard that he knows to send it all the way, the rest of the way in. All right. So, would you like to move to the next meeting, or do you have any other questions for Hassledrill?
I'm good moving to the next meeting. You guys want to say anything?
No, I'm good going to the next meeting. What about you, Lissa?
Yep,
I'm
she's
good to go.
all right. So then, Hassledrill bids you farewell, sends you on your way with a brand new bottle of Elven Plonk. Fancy that it is. You probably get a new carriage, I assume.
Well, we did tell the other guy to take his wife out to dinner, so.
Yeah. Well, as opposed to walking.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Well, actually, probably take a carriage most of the way and get off a little bit before, rather than getting off right out front.
Do we have a time of day right now?
No.
No? Okay. What should we say it is? Midday-ish?
Maybe a little after, because Liardes was eating his lunch.
Yeah, makes sense. So they can say it's like 2 bells or something. Okay.
By the time we get there, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you get to the garrison. This is up in Thrasis, Bentharum, beyond Thrasis, beyond Gevnarum, and then Bentharum. So you go past the arena on the way, and you go past the Dwarven district. You go past the Broken Oak Tavern, and eventually you get to the garrison where Lord Duncan's officers are kind of parked up over in the corner, where there is a small garrison of guards doing some training just inside. You can hear them huffing and puffing and bashing wooden swords against things, mostly each other. And you get to the back door, the back gate, and the guard asks you why you're here, and you give the password, and he lets you in. He takes you into the building, and any of you that's been in the dungeons in Vaingate will recognize the stairs that lead down to the dungeons. If not, you recognize the double doors that lead into Lord Duncan's offices, which are not long after your arrival opened, and you are led into a large triple office. When I say triple office, it's basically 3 rooms next to each other with archways dividing them, so that becomes a bigger room, but with archways. The center room, where you've just walked in, has the main desk, and Lord Duncan sits behind it. Over on one side, behind one of the archways, you can see a bunch of almost like cubby holes full of stuff, people's stuff, bags of things, and prisoner numbers. Under the other archway, you see lots of scrolls and bookwork and paperwork and stuff laid out, candles, lanterns burning and what have you. Lord Duncan is an old fellow with lots of grey hair and a big white beard and a big cloak marked with the symbol of the warden, or a warden of Vaingate, on his shoulder. He looks up at you as you come in. I had a message you'd be coming.
It's good to see you. It's been a few years.
Yes, I remember you. What was your name again?
Tannel Winterbreeze.
Was that your name the last time I saw you?
I just smile at him.
Now, what can I do for the 3 of you then, eh, what?
I am quite certain you are rather concerned about the nearby army.
Well, I have my concerns, but there's not much I personally have to do with it. Who might you be in pertaining to this?
We are currently
not just
here.
Concerned citizens, I know that much.
My companion here is a member of the Dagdagail Assembly of Princes, and represents the Emperor.
I see. Well, forgive me, milady. Yes, well, all right. What else do you have to say?
We are here to help you with your army problem.
Well, you do understand that I'm not really the right person to be dealing with.
You are the... I understand that in terms of military...
You understand I am a justice of the peace here.
I understand that you are well connected in the city, and you are aware of the political goings-on in a way that I am not, as I have not been here much in the last few years. The army has largely been dealt with...
Let me stop you there, my lords and ladies. He stands up and he picks up a key from his table. Why don't you follow me?
Very well.
He leads you down to the dungeons. Down the stairs, 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 until you get to an abandoned part of the dungeon where there are no people and no guards. And then he locks the door. And he looks around for a minute. Very well, I think now you can speak. I don't trust anyone up there. Not on this matter.
Of course. So the army has been returned to the control of the Dagdagayan Empire, as well as The Sith forces are now also in contact with their superiors.
What do you mean returned to their control? Were they not under their control?
You do realize they were traveling with Barakyle.
Well, are they not allies with the Barakyle?
The current emperor of Dagdagail is not on good terms with the Barakyle.
Oh, I see. So the crisis has been averted then?
Well, we do have a issue and opportunity we wish to get your input on.
Why me?
As I said, you are connected, and our friend, who is allegedly a proprietor, suggested we talk to you.
I see. So I am a useful tool in your operation then?
This operation... go?
Are we not all useful trolls, my lord?
I'm going to make a persuasion check for you, Barry, because, it's Ren and he's possibly persuasive with a +9. That's a 15 plus 9, so that's a 24. Okay, nice. He gives you a smile back, Ren. He seemed to have made a rapport with him. Yes, I suppose. As a matter of that, yes. Now, you were expecting me to tell you what?
We were looking for suggestions on how to proceed with the now captive Barakyle, who, well, let's just say that the Dagdagayan and Charsith forces have a long list of legal concerns that the Barakyle that were traveling with them have undertaken, and
are these wizards in shackles?
Something like that, yes.
Well, he looks around in the room that you're in. I feel we have enough room for all of them.
I do understand your position. However, we are trying to avoid an international incident, so our thought was to offer to return the Barakyle to Dominion under the...
Return them?
Let me finish. However, we are going to ask for reparations for for some of the things that their forces have done. We are going to claim that this is we are going to operate under the statement that it is...
I must object, my lord, I must object. Surely we can imprison them all, sentence them all to death, and demand reparations.
The moment they enter the city, they would have diplomatic immunity.
I'm not entirely sure about that.
Perhaps not, but theirs would certainly argue it.
I'm sure they would try, but even they would have to admit that only their diplomats have immunity. A band of wandering rogue wizards from Barakyle, who knows? They're just... they don't have any authority here, I'm afraid. I would certainly deny it to them.
True, but they're... Aside from, well, I suppose you could argue that invading Moldrea is a crime, but their crimes were committed against the forces of two other nations.
On our territory?
Of course, and then...
Within our jurisdiction?
And based on that, Moldrea should also be awarded reparations.
Indeed. And that is why I feel, well, they should at least be tried.
That could be arranged.
How might you arrange such a thing?
Well, the first step is to... Well, the trial can certainly be part of the negotiation. I believe the next step is to contact the Barakyle. There has been, and then given to us in one of their liaisons, Zukar Edibaz, I believe.
Oh, yes, I know that name. Yes.
Our plan is to make contact with them and simply advise them that we basically, in the most diplomatic terms of the situation, and that We are considering turning over these rogue Barakyle members
Tell me,
to.
forgive my intrusion, but these are Barakyle that you speak of. Surely they are aware by now that you have captured their forces.
Of course, but we are giving them a way to save face.
Then you must do it quickly.
That is our plan.
I see. Very well. Edibaz, you wish to make a meeting with him?
A meeting, I was going to send a missive to him, but the meeting is also quite good.
I think a meeting might be more expedient at this point.
Very well. Can you arrange that?
Well, yes, I can try. I can try. I can send him a summons. I am concerned about the summons, however. Security may be the question. Where would you feel most inclined to meet with this Edibaz? Surely not the Barakyle Envoys complex.
No.
No. Are there any places within the city, my lord, where magic has no power?
Well, the arena has some certain powers built into it, like a mythal.
Does the Treaty House have any such places?
Oh, yes. Yes. An excellent point. The Treaty House. I have contacts at the Treaty House. Let me see. He goes and looks up his contacts and for the Treaty House. How are you doing, Lissa?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good. You're very quiet. Just checking
It's
in.
cold here.
Is it? It's hot here. I have a fan going. See? In fact, it needs to point at me better. That's better. Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, so I'll help finish up this scene, but I think for the next scene it should I feel like I'm dominating too much of this
Don't
session.
know much
No,
about
You're doing fine.
negotiation.
I have the strong impression these guys will knock when they need to.
okay.
Yeah,
I know Barry is not shy. And
we'll knock when we need to.
Lissa has just pretty much said as much too, so I think
Okay.
you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know much about negotiation, so
Watch and learn. Watch and learn.
yeah.
Maybe that will be the trick.
I
Okay.
have I'm just this is literally just stream of consciousness forming.
Oh,
And,
see,
and
you can do it easier than me.
I'm just in character. I'm terrible at this, but my character is good at it.
Mm.
I've been playing this character long enough that just like, oh, I'm in character. The switch flips.
and I'm playing the bodyguard at the moment.
Well, you are the beefcake in the group.
Yeah.
Okay, so he suggests to you three people. One is a counterintelligence sort of specialist person named Lieutenant Garrett Duskmere. He's I'll change that. He's more like a guard that's attached to the treaty house. The second person is a scribe named Elara Thornbrook, who is a Moldrayan clerk. Essentially, she helps with legal issues to do with the treaty, but she's not like she doesn't have any real authority, but she has some access to authority. She provides me with some manifests from time to time. I like to keep track of anything that's been lost in transit. The Barakyle envoy have a peculiar habit of losing things.
I was more of under the impression they had the peculiar habit of finding things other people had misplaced.
Well, yes, but if you point that out to them, you'll discover that they've lost it. If they will ever admit to it to begin with.
Of course not.
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Alrighty. Very well. So yeah, I don't know if you got that. You got two contacts with the treaty house.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
You're welcome.
No worries.
I turned the heat on and find my gloves.
Excellent.
It's like freezing in here.
Don't you have like a little puppy heater somewhere?
Yeah, she's next to me on the other side of me.
I was going to say.
In fact, I'm her heater right now.
Okay, so a little bit of background for. I suppose I should wait for Barry to come back. He can catch up. All right, so basically what you know about the Treaty House and what it does and the Treaty of Vaingate, this is all fairly general information that most people would have some idea about. So the Treaty House has a purpose and a mandate. It was established to rectify breaches of the historical Vaingate Accords, where the elves originally ceded the city to the humans, and to implement the new Treaty of Vaingate. Artifact reclamation is its primary function, and to regulate and process the reclamation of magical artifacts that were historically gifted to human tribes by the elves. The Elven Kingdom seeks to retrieve these to preserve heritage, while the Meldrayan Protectorate advocates for compensation and human rights to these items. Beyond artifacts, the Treaty House also fosters economic collaboration and cultural integration between these races, aiming to maintain peace in Sadarhael. It is governed by the Asterion Conclave, a body of policymakers and military leaders who oversee the treaty's implementation. The daily operations are managed by the Treaty Oversight Council, which is divided into specific functions and layers: the Strategic Council, Operations Committee, and various working groups within it. The Vaingate Accord Rectification Conclave is a special monitoring body focused on artifact security and diplomatic relations. The Treaty House functions through a complex mix of political and military units, a joint military command, artifact protection, legal and compliance, diplomatic corps. Ostensibly neutral, the Treaty House is the battleground for the three main powers: the Elven Kingdom, Moldrayans, and the Barakyle. Current conflicts, generally, most of the discussion at the moment over the last few months have been about a bunch of moon shards that were discovered. And so the elves are trying to get these moon shards back at the moment, and the humans are like, no, yeah, we found them though. And actually, you gave some of them to us. You will be aware that for the last, basically, over the last 100 years since Iran has been in power, the treaty has kind of flared up as a political issue. And there's been a lot of espionage. The place is rife with spies, and everyone's trying to influence things and steal magical artifacts. And every now and again, there's been a theft. A couple of times now, there have been thefts. Probably more than a couple of times, just nobody's talking about it. So that's the combination of what you know, rumors, and what you get told.
Moon shards. Interesting. I know someone that might be interested in learning more about those.
Really? Who might that be?
Certain dragon.
Certain dragon. I see.
Certain dragon might already know a few things about him.
True that.
Yeah.
Things that the rest of us don't know.
That's probably true too. So, yeah, all right. Christina, what do you know about moon shards? So you will be aware, Christina, that moon shards are basically some of the broken off fragments from the moons when the moons were divided that landed on Sidariel. And they have more or less power depending on how big they are and how many of them there are and various properties that can influence what they do. But generally speaking, they are kept as trinkets by elves because they believe they heal them. And originally, when I created Sidariel, moon shards were supposed to give you a hit dice back. That was the plan. But that got sidelined. So yeah, they're kind of heavily laden with cultural importance mainly, but they also do healing magic and may or may not do other types of magic too, depending on which one you find and how big it is and where it was and who cast spells on it and blah, blah, blah. Blah-de blah, blah, blah. So that's pretty much what there is to know. And of course, they didn't happen until the point when the moon was destroyed. So prior to that, there were no moon shards. So they're kind of from a draconic perspective, they're a fairly recent event. Although from a elven or a human perspective, they're still ancient. Like 10,000 years old, which is twice as old as Egypt to us. So yeah, a long time ago. How's Barry doing? No word from Barry yet.
I'm still here. I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Excellent. All right. So, what do you want to do?
Well, you two? What do you think?
I like the idea of going to the at a game. What was it called?
The Treaty House.
The Treaty House, because it presents a neutral location. It is not. It is not the city of it is not the Empire of Moldrea. It is not the Barrack Isle. It is a third party.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Sounds good to me.
Right. Okay, so Lord Duncan, he says, very well, I will send messages and missives on your behalf that will assist you in maintaining your anonymity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'll see if I can arrange this meeting. And where will I send a missive to you to tell you where to be and when? Unless you wish to collect the information from me at perhaps 9 bells upon the morrow. I can tell you the details if they have been arranged. Or I can message you.
Why don't we just have him send us a missive at the temple? I think it would be the most convenient for everyone.
Yep.
Yes.
That would... Very well. Thank you for your time, Lord Duncan. I know that it is quite valuable.
All right. So, long story short, then he thanks you for coming. You do all the instead of introductions, you have exoductions. Come on, that's got to be a thing, right? Shouldn't that be a thing? An extroduction? It's like when you're leaving and you're saying goodbyes.
Thank you for your assistance.
Exactly. There you go. And he thanks you. And so thusly you head back to the temple, I assume, unless you want to take a detour anywhere else.
Not particularly. There's nothing that jumps out at me unless you guys want to go and do something.
You can make a
No,
perception check, actually.
nothing jumps out of me.
We get something to
You
eat.
say that nothing jumps out at you, but what if it does?
Well, I got a 9, so maybe something does jump out at me.
All right.
23.
23.
Maybe something jumps out and goes, wow.
Goes blah.
It goes blah.
What'd you get? +5, Barry. Let's roll you a d20. That's a 9 plus 5 is 14. Okay.
Don't you know the thing that goes blah is one of our favorites?
Right. So who got the highest? 14 for Ren. Was it a
23 for Lissa?
23 for Lissa?
Mm.
10, or was that a 9? That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I said something literally jumped out at me.
Okay, gotcha. Lissa, 23. You notice that there are... Oh, I know what you notice. You see that there is a wagon amongst the crowds pouring around through the markets outside of the arena. You see a wagon being drawn, and in the back of the wagon, there's a rather unhappy looking individual being escorted by a bunch of guards. He appears to be stripped pretty much naked and looks a little bit beaten and sits in the back of a cage on the back of the wagon and is being taken around the side of the arena and handed over to the arena guards.
Oh, that poor guy. He looks like he's in poor shape. I point to the poor guy in the cage. I wonder if that's the one that escaped.
Must be. What does the guy look like, Russ?
Human, long hair, beard,
Mm.
seems to be, looks like a muscular fighter. He's got scars, blood on him, oily, or perhaps sweaty.
I feel bad for him, but we do not know his circumstances. People don't end up in the arena unless some things have gone very badly in their life.
That is true.
Right. So you continue off until you get back to the temple, whereupon you take a long rest, I imagine.
Yeah.
If you need one. Ren, you seem to be at max, so that's fine. All right. So unless you have any further ado that you wish to do at the temple, preparing, changing spells.
I'm just
Right.
preparing.
Ren's the only one who can change spells.
Meditating, roll, I don't know.
No,
Researching.
my spells are fine, I think.
Going
Well,
to, linen weaving classes.
No, I'm not going to weaving classes.
You could spend some time with your mother.
Every time I spend time with my mother, she gives me a mission.
We're already on a mission. She can't give you another mission while you're on a mission. Everyone knows that.
Never underestimate the powers of my mother, will you? All right.
Trust me, Barry, if Russ wants to give us a mission, he's going to give it to you whether you spend time with her, whether Ren spends time with his mother or not.
At the moment, you two are my great concern.
Your safety is my concern.
Well,
Liz is going to use her little orb and contact, Ezreal.
Okay. Yep. Cool. You pass on information. What do you learn? I'll have to think about that a little bit more, but you probably would learn something about the sort of wider situation of the world from that, but probably nothing too immediately specific that's going to change anything right now. So yes, all right, you commune, you rest, you eat, you make merry, you do things.
I would send word back to Sarduka to see if she has anything to say about this guy, Zulker Edibaz.
She tells you that he is a highborn Barakyle scion of a fairly powerful family. And you don't want to sort of, if you lived in Barakyle, you would not want to displease this family.
So this is absolutely the sort of person who, if he's the agent for negotiating this, he can absolutely turn his side of it to his favor within Barakyle.
Possibly. All right. So the next day. Yeah. Good. Yep.
Rin looks at the two of you and says before we leave, have you given any thought as to what we're asking the Barakyle for in exchange?
I was simply thinking of asking for purely financial reparations.
Okay. I just wondered if we'd thought about it. You got any ideas, my lady?
Do we have any political prisoners we like to exchange that we know of?
There was that one wizard, Balin.
Maybe we can negotiate his return, too.
The problem is they would have... We don't know that they have him. We're quite certain they have him, but they have never admitted as such.
Oh.
We could use the term any political prisoners that you might have.
I would not term them political prisoners. I would say perhaps if there were some citizens of Dagdagail who had somehow found their way into Barakyle custody, we could consider using their release to offset the reparations by depending on which people they are. What do you think?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Yep, that sounds good. Let's get to it then.
All right. So you are taking another wagon, cart, carriage?
Carriage, yes.
Carriage.
All right. So you summon the carriage, comes and picks you up, and you go clattering off out through the gates, past the clerics of the Daughters of Twilight. Rattle, 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 clack, 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 clack. Out onto the streets, past the vendors, down into the Droob. Where are we going this time? Right. Okay. Right. So you head up to the gates of Asterion. This time they let you straight through. And you make your way directly to the treaty house. And oh, you were going to see Lord Duncan first, weren't you? That's right.
No, he was going to send us a message.
Right, that's right. So the message arrives, tells you where to go and when. Okay, so back on track. And apparently Lord Ezaban, what is his name? Ezzo's name?
Edibaz.
Yeah, he will meet you at the treaty house. All right. So long story short, then you get there, you sign in, and one of the servants of the treaty house takes you through to a inner courtyard where there is a pond and a walkway that goes across the pond. And in the center of it, there's like a elven pagoda designed into the sort of landscaped interior of the building. There's like you can see the sky above you, but there's like a tower inside of this water-filled garden area that's surrounded by the actual building on all sides, like a courtyard. And standing at the pagoda is what appears to be a Barakyle wizard. Actually, he's sitting on a stone bench inside this pagoda thing, like yeah. He looks up as he sees you. He fiddles with his bag as you approach, puts something away, looks up at you as you come forward.
Mm.
He leans back into this chair, and the servant that brings you through announces you as, I don't know, whatever you want to be announced as. That's probably been predetermined at this point. The Dagdagian envoy, perhaps?
Yes.
All right. You must be the Dagdagian envoy, then, that I've been sent to meet, he says.
We are. Lord Adibaz, I presume?
Edibaz, if you will.
I apologize. I am not familiar with your tongue.
You are, of course, forgiven.
I thank you.
Please take a seat, if you will.
My lady?
Thank you.
Now, how is it that I may assist you all? I assume this has something to do with contingent of our people.
Yes, well, we were sent to look into the Dagdagian forces as they were not responding to communications. And after investigating, it seems that your contingent appears to have been doing some very strange things. We believe they have gone rogue.
Rogue?
We found that they had been interfering with communications, and furthermore, they had been implanting strange creatures in some of the officers' heads.
Strange creatures in the officers' heads?
I pull out. Yeah,
Listen, will pull out.
Okay.
Hurry.
we wouldn't really have glass, so I'm just trying to think of how we could transport it. Could we have like a crystal vial to put one in?
Yeah.
Like carved crystal?
Yeah, you could do that, or like a
Okay.
wooden box that you could open on hinges.
Yeah. Over to Christina.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll pull it out and show him.
He glances at it cursorily, not particularly interested. Like, he takes it in, but obviously he's seen this before.
We found a number of these had been implanted into both the Dagdagian and Charasith officers.
I see. How unfortunate. How do you think that might have happened?
We don't know. We are assuming that your contingent has gone rogue and done it somehow. We do know that it was their actions.
I see. Wow.
So we are looking to negotiate to return the Dominion's people to the Dominion, to do so with as they see fit, as well as their property. However, we are requesting certain reparations in exchange.
I see. And how many of these individuals might you have obtained? These rogue Barakyle?
I kind of imagine most of them we would have been able to get names for.
Yeah, probably.
Sornel just pulls out a list. Please, have a look. These are the names of the ones who were willing to name themselves. There were several more individuals who
He takes
declined to offer their names.
the paper and looks at it. May I keep this list?
Of course.
Excellent. Excellent. And what exactly are you suggesting in return for these names?
The names themselves I do not charge for, but for the people to be returned, we would like certain out of game. I think we would, given that we've had time to discuss this with people like Ilantra and Lord Duncan and Hasseldrill, I think we would have come up with a number that's reasonable.
Isn't this what Barry was getting at earlier when he was like, don't we have to think about this? So you want gold. That's the objective.
Basically, yeah, that was the thing. Like, I think we just come up with an amount of gold.
Okay.
This is so basically we just name a figure that we are requesting. However, I do know that
I think we need a figure to work with.
okay.
I'm thinking, how many of them are there? There's like 40 or 50 of them or something.
And depending on their rank, their price would be differ.
True.
Because that's the way the knights did it.
Right. Yeah. Ransom. It would be pretty high. I expect it would be like. I'm going to suggest it's like you start off at like 90,000 gold pieces.
Yeah. So basically, we start high and then we say, however, if, for example, certain citizens of Dag the Guile who were in their own high-ranking positions had somehow found themselves in Barrack Isle custody, we would, of course, be willing to discuss exchanges of prisoners.
You would you? I see.
It is only reasonable. We should be on diplomatic terms with each other, should we not?
We should. Most excellent to be acquainted with you, by the way. We should invite you to our next soiree.
I am something of a well-known performer.
Oh, most excellent, then. You certainly should be invited. The three of you seem to be the sort that can hold competent conversation with your equals. When he says equals, you can tell he means betters.
Of course.
Very well. I'll take these documents and these thoughts that you've brought me. I will, of course, need to discuss them with my superiors.
Of course. And of course, the Barrack Isles property would be returned to the Dominion at no charge. We would not wish to have an international incident. That is, of course, your property.
Indeed. Tell me, though, one thing that's most likely to come up in conversation on my side, and I feel it is better to be honest and direct with you on the matter. There might be some discussion had about whether it would be cheaper for our Dominion to merely find and destroy these mages, and perhaps the forces that come with them.
If they wish well, if you wished for the mages to simply no longer exist and not wish to turn over currency for them, we have talked with Lord Duncan as such, and he has said that he did not believe that the Dominion's diplomatic immunity extended to them, as they were considered a hostile force, and he would be happy to deal with them if required.
You see Idabaz's eyes narrow when you say this, like he's a little
If you wish to, if their lives are not of value to the Dominion, then we can make other arrangements, but I leave it in your court.
90,000 gold does seem a little steep.
Of course, that is simply our opening offer. We are happy to discuss the number if you wish to talk with your people.
I feel that they would be more responsive to a lower figure.
And what figure are you thinking?
He, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
That's an 18.
I have to figure out what spell I'm casting, but it's going to be the most fuck off fucking charm I can find.
Oh, if it's a charm, I get advantage.
It's not going to work on you. I'm pretty sure about that, but he's got to try.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to charm an elf.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's a charm, I'm going to roll again just to see if I get higher than 18. Yeah, 21, because I do get advantage as an elf.
All right. It doesn't really matter what the spell is. So you get the sense that he tries to charm you at the very least. So this gives you the option to pretend to be charmed if you want to. That's one thing.
No, I'm not. I'm as fun as that would be.
No.
Not this time.
Okay. All right.
But I will act like I didn't notice it.
Okay. Very good. I think perhaps a lower sum towards perhaps a number like 20,000 might be more inclined.
Oh, my lord. It's wonderful to see that you have a sense of humor.
Oh, I like you. Oh, yes. I see that was well below your threshold of what you felt was reasonable. Very good. I will double it, 40,000. Remember, this is but the number that I shall take to my master.
40,000 is a little low. If you could guarantee the return of certain people belonging to the Dag the Guy and the Empire, well, then suddenly that number starts looking a lot more amenable. There was one name that I recall coming across that there were some people who were very concerned of her safety. A certain elven wizard by the name of Balin, perhaps 90 years old. If you could find him, I believe that would go a long way to assisting your case.
Of course, of course. Well then, I'll have to see what can be done. And where might I find you, friends?
You can send a message to me. I am currently a guest at Solnor Temple.
Out of game, you could also just use the lady that you have as a contact.
Okay, yeah. I'll just have, I kind of forgot about that. I just give him the name of the contact and just say, such and such can forward us missives at our current residence.
Of course, of course. Well, if there is nothing further for now, I feel this has been very productive.
And I do say, like, just in a low voice, and I am quite certain that someone in your position can use this to advance your station.
Of course, of course. Well, one must be vigilant at the very least.
I'm given to understand that in Barrack Isle, those who are vigilant and, shall we say, somewhat opportunistic are the ones who advance.
Let me give you a small gem. He says, you see this list of names you've given me? He says, he uses, I don't know, some kind of illusion magic to highlight a couple of names. He says, no one would be upset if these ones disappeared?
Well, perhaps should I give you a revised list?
Let me also suggest to you, but my lord, what was your name again? Forgive me.
Winter Breeze.
Winter Breeze. These names, and he gives you two names, different names to the earlier ones, I personally am interested in.
Of course.
If perhaps we, you and I, were to make our own deal, whereupon these individuals might be delivered separately and left entirely from the primary documents, so that my superiors were not to be burdened by their unnecessary complexity of these individuals.
Of course.
Traitors, by all means.
Of course, of course. Although clearly there would be people who knew they were on the mission expedition on your end, but I'm quite certain you are capable of handling that side.
Of course, once in my custody, their names would be accounted for.
I just have a quick glance over to Ren and Lissa to make sure they're comfortable with what we're discussing.
They
It's
nod. Sorry, Barry.
yeah, I nod.
Well, it seems that we have an agreement. And I'm just trying to think of like what would be the best way that he could send me a message that would be off the record about arranging the last bit.
I don't know. That's up to you.
I assume you have access to the sending spell. If you can let me know where we can leave the two individuals who officially no longer exist on that list, and I am quite certain
assist
that
you with the mode and means. He opens up a small pouch from his side, and he says a word under his breath, and thump, out comes another bag, a little bag, which he opens and takes out a stone, gives it to you. You know exactly what it is.
very well.
By this means, you may contact me specifically.
Very well.
I made these myself.
I have heard your Dominion does have quite the good artisans.
We
I
have
see
the
that
best, of course. Rivaled only by perhaps a few wizards from Amphidias. We would never admit that to you.
Of course, you never admit what?
Precisely, young man, precisely. He looks at you as if you're a young man.
As like Sorrel just kind of smiles because he's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm an
11
elf.
years old. Yeah.
Oh, not quite that old.
Very well, my new friends. I feel that we have come to an arrangement.
Very well.
He stands up and gathers his bag and his staff, and if you will excuse me, I will message you when I have more information.
Of course, of course. And we shall go and see to that other matter we mentioned.
Yes. Good day then, my lords and lady.
Of course.
Good day.
And
Good
he
day.
Good day.
makes his way out. Leaves you alone in the pagoda, in the garden, in the courtyard, in the treaty house, in Asterion.
Well,
How do we go about his request?
I have the stone to contact him, so we simply need to we simply need to separate those individuals subtly, and transport them. I just say quietly, I am quite certain he is going to try something. We should be wary of the trap, but this could work in our favor.
I'm very certain he's going to try something.
Yes.
I don't think they can help themselves.
It's
Yeah.
just in their nature.
Well, it's dying time again.
I am reminded of the parable of the scorpion and the frog.
Yes,
Yeah.
as am I. All right, let's do it.
All right. So where are you going to go for your next adventure?
I think we need to go and relocate some wizards.
All right. So, okay. So what's your plan? What's the overall gist of what's going to happen next?
I think we just travel out there with a wagon, get the wizards, and find out where to take them.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's find out if we can have a wagon that stops magic from being used. Or have they been manacled in a way that they can't use magic?
Well, we wouldn't
We
leave
manacle.
them. Yeah, we wouldn't leave them in a way where they could use magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Just
manacle with
manacle. Yeah.
yeah, we manacle
Mhm.
them with magic
Okay,
resistant.
With
let's take them.
magic-resistant manacles.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I mean, once you've got them to surrender, then they've handed over all their magical stuff. Amongst that magical stuff includes some manacles that does such things.
Okay. Yeah, I think you said that anyway, didn't you?
I don't know if I've said it explicitly, but yeah. Anyway,
You did say it.
All right. So you get down to the army where the camp is, and at this point you've got a list of all of the wizards, another list of the wizards that Azaban wants to be disappeared, and another list of wizards that he wants personally delivered to him.
Okay.
Does that follow?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So, what are you going to do about it?
Well,
Okay. I'm doing this in game, guys. All right. Let's do it this way. He wants certain wizards to disappear, which means, and I do the thing, cut the throat, and yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think he means. And we have said we will make them disappear. But let's find out why he wants them to disappear. Then find out if they wouldn't like to join a new club.
or maybe they would like to disappear themselves so that they can. If they're from a different faction, perhaps we could set up some fireworks within the Barakyle Dominion. Although they would need to stay gone for long enough for us to get our reparations. But it is certainly worth asking them.
Yeah, let's talk to them one by one and see what we can gather.
All right. The fruits of that, let's make a investigation check. I will say that they are hardened to interrogation, so they're not easy to interrogate. So investigation.
No, but we do inform them that certain people would like them not to exist.
Oh, I specifically name him. I would just say, Zukir Edebaz wishes for you to not exist. Can you give me a good reason why that would be, or in broad terms, and
right?
What would you like to do about it?
Initially, none of them are going to tell you anything, because even if that is the case, even if you're not lying, it's Barakyle business as far as they're kind of brainwashed to believe.
Don't you want some revenge against him?
not a matter of revenge. It seems to be a matter of policy or nationalism.
Politics.
But Ren, you got a 24 on an investigation check.
Yeah.
27.
24 was the
27?
lowest.
Was that the lowest? Okay. So what did you guys? You got a 27
And a 25.
and a 25. Okay. So after some interrogation and conversation and dealing with them for a couple of hours, and maybe even interrogating a few other people to see why they might think that they're, dangerous as well. You eventually come to the conclusion that this is all about family infighting. This guy clearly has something like political prisoners within their own faction, basically, is what he seems to be looking for. So yeah, that seems to be the gist of it. But if they disappear in such a way as they appear to be dead, then that will serve his faction.
Okay. So
it won't necessarily serve the Barakyle, because the Barakyle don't, as a whole, they don't have anything against these individuals. It's just this one dude and his family.
hang on, that can go two ways then, can't it? I say to my companion.
What is
Because,
the other way you were thinking?
well, if we kill them, then he can go back and suitably say we are within our rights to have a war with these people because they killed our people. Because he's not necessarily going to tell the whole truth to his bosses, is he? If he wants them knocked off.
That does seem quite likely.
Mm. So that leaves us in a quandary. Do we see if he wants to do it himself or his minions? He doesn't look like the type that does it himself.
How about this? Why don't I say that we make the offer to turn these individuals to his people so that he can ensure that the job is done properly.
Yeah, that sounds good. What do you think, Lady Lissa?
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, let's go with that.
So basically, I will use the sending stone to communicate to him that we have the people that he wished to have not around anymore. We would like to turn them over to his people, so that he can ensure that the job is done,
Okay.
and that there cannot be resurrections.
Okay, so he says to you, if you would you send them in unmarked wagons to meet his people at the let's say the East District Gate to Vane Gate, and they'll meet you outside of the East District Gate at a certain time. Does that work for you?
I think that works.
It works.
Will they be accompanied by anyone? Will you be coming to hand them over yourselves?
Well, I mean, we've got other people that he wants as well. Was it?
Well,
Or was it just the people? So it was just the people he wanted disappeared, or the people that he wanted to get his hands on?
this is the people that he wanted disappeared at this point.
Okay. Well, why don't we could say that just basically we would just bring everyone to him at once.
Okay.
And basically let him deal with it, and we'll just hand over the wagon.
He doesn't like that idea.
Okay, he wants it done separately.
He wants them separately, and the main group he's quite happy to have paraded through the center of Vane Gate. But these individuals he wants
Quietly. Okay.
either dispatched or handed over quietly.
Okay. Uh, all right. Well, why don't we we'll arrange to have the other group, because that's clearly a larger group,
Hmm.
transported, and we will travel ahead with the ones he wants disappeared quietly, so that they're just mysteriously not with the group before it arrives.
Okay, very good. And all of the records will reflect that,
Hmm.
I assume.
Of course. Well, we're also going to need some wagons to transport the Barakyle property.
Right, right. Okay, so all right. So the main group is going to go through after your select group with you
Hmm.
personally. So you guys are going personally with the small group of
Uh,
dispatchees.
unless anybody else has anything to say about it, I think that's the best option.
All right.
Yeah, that's about the option.
All right. And then following that group will be the large group with
Yeah.
the Barakyle treasure.
Yeah. Basically, we go. So basically, we do the handover, then go back and meet up with the other group and travel with them.
Right. Now, where are you sending all of these things and people to, besides the city?
Where would he want us to send them?
The main group. Um, I guess he would want them delivered to the annex.
I mean, I think for like 30, well, the Zargant we could probably pack into wagons on benches. I think we'd like have to arrange at least somewhat okay carriages for the actual spellcasters.
Right. In the course of all of this, do you keep anybody else abreast of what you're up to?
Probably Iolanthra and Lord Duncan.
Okay. Um, Iolanthra raises one objection, or at
Hmm.
least a potential objection, which is she expresses that she is concerned about an influx of some 50 odd wizards into the Dominion's complex here. These are probably well trained war wizards.
And I understand that, but what's the alternative?
The alternative, she says, despite everything we've said, I guess the only alternative would be to dispatch them as war criminals or
Actually,
as
I've got a third option. I've got a third option.
yes,
There would be Barakyle. There's usually Barakyle ships at Uncor, right?
frequently.
So basically, I think we would make the arrangement that we will transport them to Uncor, and we
Okay.
ask that the Barakyle take them to
Immediately.
wherever they want, but that's not Vane Gate.
Right.
But the thing is, there's nothing stopping them getting off on the ship, then just turning around, and coming back. But at least they're not easily that we're not dropping them directly in the city.
Right. Fair enough. Then it's up to them what they do with it, and
Pretty
that's
much, yeah.
right.
Does that work as a compromise?
Yeah, it seems to work. All right. Cool. All right. Well, long story short, then, let's say that this goes off. You deliver the first group. You get to the outside of the city at the allotted time. A couple of disguised Barakyle wizards approach you and then reveal themselves, and they're like, "Very well, we'll take them from here. Thank you very much."
Of course, this meeting never happened.
Indeed, it did not. And you hand over these particular prisoners. Sometime later in the day, you see them floating in the river.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, how terrible.
Well,
Um,
they chose what they believe, so it's up to them.
It's not like
Such a
they didn't have
misfortune.
right.
Miss Witch?
I said a misfortune they
Oh,
had.
oh, misfortune. I thought you said, don't you miss 4chan? And I'm like thinking, what?
What? Nobody misses
Uh,
4chan.
no. Anyway, Oh no, how terrible. Anyway, on with the show.
On with the show. Okay, so then the second bunch arrive. They go to Angkor. Are you going to go to Angkor to see this happen, or are you
I
going to
think
count on it
basically we
happening?
would be traveling with them basically just in case anything happens because we are transporting a decent amount of Barakyle stuff that might be a bit tempting and it's on us if anything happens to it.
So what about the cargo? Was that going to the ship as well?
I think basically it's easier not to split it up.
Okay. So you deliver all of the stuff to them at the
We
ship.
deliver all of the stuff and basically it's like it's your stuff, you
There's
deal with it. We hand it over and then it's not our problem anymore.
All right. Very good. So this goes off. There is an inordinate um, Barakyle presence at Angkor on the day that you arrive. Um, there's also a surprising amount of city guards that have come down
Mm.
from Vane Gate to witness all of this shit.
Mm.
Um, and you can make a investigation check if you wish.
Okay.
I'm rolling for you,
Yes.
Barry. Oh, Barry also got a natural 20 for a
Nice.
25. So
I got a 19 for a 25.
19 for a 25, a 20 for a 25, and a 19, was it, Lissa?
23.
23. Nice. Okay, so you kind of get the gist that clearly somebody's been, um, passed on the information that this was happening. Somebody's been talking, tongues have wagged, and it appears that a great deal of people have turned up to witness this, including members of the population who have come to see all these Barakyle prisoners being put on a ship and sent packing. I mean, there's much cheering from the Moldrayans, and there's much glowering from the Barakyle diplomats. Um, and the city guard remain fairly constant throughout. Um, However, during the process, just before they're about to leave, a fight breaks out, and some Vanegate citizens start throwing stuff at the Barakyle. Um, this They respond um, with some burny fireballs and some
Uh,
They can't.
can,
what? Who can't?
They got the shackles.
Not them. Not not
Oh.
not the prisoners. This is the Barakyle from the Barakyle envoy.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I can at least
These are
I can
actual
at least
diplomats.
counterspell one of them.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you want to get involved,
Well, basically, it's like
what you can see is happening is a riot is about to break out, and it's counterspelling one fireball. Yeah, you could do that.
okay.
I'll
I can counterspell one.
Yep. I
I'll,
mean, yep.
I'll send
Okay.
up a flare
A
to the
flare?
army.
What do you mean a flare?
Skyrocket
Do you have a
signal.
skyrocket?
Yeah,
When did you get that?
He didn't.
but that's what I would have done. I would have brought the army with me, but I haven't had the time.
The army would have traveled a hell of a lot slower than the carriages we had.
They're entrenched. They've got a base they're sitting at the moment. Um,
Yeah, you you send them a signal they might be here in a couple of weeks.
it's yeah.
Okay, I think what can we do to
You don't have to do anything. Really, the outcome here is largely that there is political unrest and that the
Okay.
citizens are upset with the Barakyle and the Barakyle are weathering it. They're not.
Okay. Okay, you know what? You're right. Getting overtly involved as much as
Just,
I want to.
just keep an eye on things. Shall we?
Basically, in that case, what I will do is rather than counterspelling, I will basically I will do kind of medic shit. Like I will pull injured people out and give them some healing.
Okay, that sounds good. All right.
I'll
And
assist.
very good. They appreciate this. And the guards don't want to kill you, and neither do the Barrack Isle, which is a bonus.
That's unusual.
Here's an ethical dilemma for you. A couple of the humans of Van Gate smack the skull of a Barrack Isle wizard, stunning him, and then they hit him again a couple of times and take him down to his knees, and they proceed to then begin beating the crap out of this wizard in this alley just over there. He seems to be split off from the rest of them, and they look like they're going to kill him.
Okay. I'll use that thing that makes me go fast.
Haste?
Yeah. And I'll haste myself and get them away without killing them.
So you grab the Barrack Isle wizard and pull them out of danger?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And do you deliver them back to the Barrack Isle, or do you dump
I
them?
do. I
Okay.
do. I will deliver him back to the Barrack Isle.
They are oddly surprised and grateful. At least they say so.
Okay.
In fact, one of them's a little bit perturbed, and he says, "Do you wish a reward?"
No, my lord. Just consider it good political business.
I see. All right. Well, besides the riot, none of you guys get particularly hurt or anything. You do some good work and you save some lives. And by the end of the day, there's like 50 odd people have gone to jail, and a couple of Barrack Isle have died, and about another 9 humans have probably been killed. But everything quietens back down again.
Okay.
And the ship leaves. In fact, this pretty much goes on until the ship leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And then there's like a big group of people marching their way back to the city. Because they came down to see this. All right. Very good. That is done. What next?
Well,
Did we get anybody back?
Oh, we haven't received the payment yet. I think that's still in negotiation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we wouldn't be asking to be delivered this amount of money. We would negotiate that much be deducted from Dagdagile's debt.
All right. So they set up another meeting with Ezaban. That guy.
Yeah. Yep.
And you head back in to meet with him, and cutting a long story short, you're now sitting in the pagoda with him once more. We're very satisfied with the terms you have provided so far.
Good.
I have located the one you call Balin.
Really?
Indeed. A little difficult to free this one. It seems this Balin is wanted for a number of crimes against the Dominion.
Really? Such as what?
Oh, secret crimes. Spying. Sharing information that should not be shared. That sort of thing. Espionage crimes. Not the sort of thing I can discuss or that I am even able to discuss openly.
I see. Were you able to find any other Dagdagile citizens who might be of interest to us in being returned?
Oh, yes, indeed. Indeed. I have a short list here. He hands you a piece of paper. It's got some names. I don't know whether you know any of them. If you can think of any other political prisoners that the Barrack Isle might have, they might be on the list. Otherwise, they're just random people that...
I mean, I think there were some wildfire druids captive.
Yeah, right. Do they know that you want wildfire druids particularly?
Feel like we might have mentioned it.
Yeah. All right.
I kind of
Um,
forgot about it myself, to be honest.
till now. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay, so
Yeah.
probably would have been on the list to begin with then. Okay. All right, so let's say there's like 4 wildfire druids on this list, and he says, now, just because I say to you, Balin is not easy to release, I don't mean to say that it can't be done, only that it will be most difficult, and I will have to work my magic, so to speak.
Of course, of course. So,
In the
what?
case that he were to be released, would you wish him delivered to Vaingate?
No, to be simply delivered to Dag the Guile would be sufficient.
I see. Curious that you have so much authority on behalf of the Emperor.
Uh, Let us say that I am well acquainted with the Emperor personally from before he was elected.
Oh my, rather impressive. I see. Well, we will be performing a soiree tomorrow night, if you are interested in attending. Please do come to the complex. We shall keep an eye out for you. I will make sure that you have seats. And if you wish to perform, my lord, I will make it a special occasion.
Thank you. I will give your invitation all due consideration.
Oh, yes, as you should. I understand. It can't be easy choosing to come within the complex of the Barakyle. I understand that there are those among us that fear the Barakyle as some villainous enterprise. I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth.
Let us say that I am wary of some of the factions within your organization.
Well,
Organization.
point of fact, my lord, what we've already experienced.
I promise you, my friend, anything that you might have experienced negatively towards the Barakyle Dominion is an abomination. It is very unlikely to be the nature of the true Barakyle. We are a peaceful people at heart.
Ah, as I can see by looking at yourself, my lord.
Indeed, indeed. Respect for all races and creeds. That is our way.
If only more would follow such a way.
Daniel's trying not to, like, punch him in the face. I assume.
No, that's me personally, not Channel.
Let's see. Yes. Well, Dr. Guile, you say then?
If it would be easier to deliver him to Vaingate, that would also be sufficient. But
No.
Dag,
It's much more difficult. Delivering him to Dagda Guile should be trivial.
very well, that would be greatly appreciated.
But there is one thing I would request.
There always is.
How you know diplomacy so well? The
I was
games we must play.
I was a diplomat in my past life, and I still have many of those memories.
A diplomat in your past life? My goodness. Well, I'll have to keep an eye on you, Interbreeze. My request is a simple one. I should like your, how to say, authority? No, perhaps your endorsement towards the Council of Regency. mostly for the opportunity to finish our works that have been begun in the Forbidden District, which we intend to cleanse for the city so that it can be rebuilt.
Yes, I am given to understand that there are all manner of strange goings on in the Forbidden District.
Indeed there are. We have sent cleansers there already to seek whatever curses have been laid upon this place, and I assure you there are many. Whatever disastrous occurrences has become of this place, it's hard to fathom.
I fully understand your request.
Very well.
I should like to give it consideration before I give you a final answer on that. I do understand your position, though.
If it can be done, it would most certainly expedite the process of the release of your friend Bailey.
I fully understand your position. However, I must
Of course.
give it all due consideration.
Yes.
It is rather.
I understand you yourself might not have the authority to allow yourselves this freedom.
I should need to discuss it with certain people. Is my main concern.
Of course. Very well. You have the stone by which to message me.
I do. Thank you.
Of course, then. As I say, upon the morrow, 7 bells will be the time to arrive if you wish to come. Please do message if you intend to or not. And if you choose to bring anyone.
Of course, I will let you know once I have decided on both issues.
Of course, your friends here are clearly invited.
Of course.
Well, then I shall say my goodbyes and adieu, my new friends.
Of course.
Very well. And he heads off. Leaves you alone once more.
What do you think of his offer?
I don't want to go.
I was talking about his other offer, but I kind of expected that.
I don't like that offer either.
No, I do not.
Which one was that?
The Return of the Wizard Balin.
Ah. Yes.
In return for what?
Well, they wanted endorse at a game. They wanted my endorsement for them to continue what they're doing in the Forbidden District.
That's right.
The problem is I would need to find out exactly what weight my endorsement has. And I need to consider the implications of my endorsing the Barrack Isle.
In what are we endorsing?
Endorsing them to continue to pillage the Forbidden District.
Still don't think that's a good idea.
I do not either.
And you're a representative of the Emperor, so you couldn't really endorse them, could you?
Well, I could, but I don't want to.
So, I suggest that we can try, but unfortunately, our endorsement wasn't. Yes.
Good enough?
Yeah.
I could contact Storm and ask him, but basically tell him to tell me no.
Do you think he'd agree?
No, I said
No,
again.
no,
Sorry.
no. Do you think he'd agree to the whole no idea instantaneously, or?
No, no, no. Sorry, Barry. I'm going to say I am going to officially ask Storm, but tell him to forbid me from doing it.
It sounds good to me, Slytherin. Excellent,
That was
excellent.
All right. So you're going to send a message to Storm.
Well, by way of somebody else, but basically it's like, bro. I mean, I don't know if I because there's a limit to how many people I can have in that book. I think might be via Lord Scargarin.
Yeah, could be.
Basically, just like um, so the Barakyle have admitted they have Balin. They are asking for this in exchange for releasing him. This is me officially asking, but I would use a particular phrasing where it's like I expect Emperor Storm will not give me permission to do this
Okay.
because Scargarin is smart enough to read between the lines.
All right. So in response to this, how does Storm react to that?
Okay, Storm basically. Let me place. Can I play Storm? It makes me think better.
For a minute.
Corey.
So you receive the message information. You're being asked to endorse. You're being asked to give Tannel permission to endorse the Barakyle on your behalf to renovate the Forbidden District of Vaingate.
Yeah, but the subtext in the message I sent to Scargarin was basically tell me no.
Right. And so
Okay.
that is
All right.
communicated.
Now to keep with his, so in case they have spies somewhere and stuff like that, Storm will go, what? And he'll make a big thing out of it just in case they have spies somewhere. What? They affect my army, try to take control of it, and they want me to endorse them? My answer is no. Definitely no.
So how do you like what I'm trying to get from you guys at the moment? I see you're obviously doing this sort of little performance about why you have to say no. I understand that because you're trying to build a case and
Yeah.
a sort of realistic story, if you like.
Mm.
How do you get this information back to Saunel so that he can deliver it in a way that is meaningful to the Barakyle?
official
I
scroll.
will.
Seal?
Official sealed.
How
Yeah.
do you move that across the continent?
And how do we
The
move it?
gates.
The problem is how do we explain that we got it across the continent in that time frame without acknowledging the gates?
Right.
Yes.
Oh.
Good
Sending
point.
we can explain.
Mm-hmm.
Transportation of goods of any sort of goods over long distance we cannot explain.
What I could allow is that, given that you are theoretically diplomats of Dagda Guile, you may have in your possession a seal and stamp for making official documents.
I feel like as a member of the Assembly of Princes, it would be Lyssa as the one that has that.
Yeah, Alyssa would have that.
Sure, yeah, Lyssa probably has her own seal and stamp. In fact, she could speak on the Emperor's behalf if he had. If
Yeah,
had
yeah,
his permission.
because they've known each other for a long time. It
And
makes
she's
perfect
on the
sense.
assembly. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's on the Assembly of Princes.
Right. Okay. Very good. Then that makes sense. I'm satisfied with that. All right. So how do you pass this information back to the Barakyle? And I guess, Lyssa, you're going to have to do some talking. I'm going to make you do some role playing now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. So, having gathered this information, and you've probably made the stamp and seal and so on, and you've created the scroll that's given the official answer of Storm.
Mm.
You are going to have to meet with Isaban again, or otherwise pass on the information directly to him through the sending stone, which is Tannel's job.
What would you like me to do, Alyssa? I can arrange a meeting or I can decline via the sending stone. I feel like for something like this, it would be best to officially
Have a
respond.
meeting. Have a
I might-
Very
meeting.
well.
I might need to get a beverage of some description. Is that all right with you guys?
I left some ginger beers in your fridge yesterday.
I actually discovered those.
Yummy.
Yeah.
And I noticed that this.
Yes, I know.
Surely.
I know. And it's orange. It's the same color as her hair.
I know. I noticed that as well. But I was like,
I basically bought those because I forgot how sweet they are. They're sweeter than I like. The problem is, no, I have so much trouble finding the brand I like because there's so few places stock it now. It's like it's annoying.
might have to go and grab another one.
Yeah, help yourself.
Never
That's
had
what they're
one.
for.
Thank you.
Is
so
that
much.
the one, that brand in the bottle? We used to get, you used to get them in packs of 10. The ones we used to get of
Do you
ginger beer.
mean Bundaberg?
Yeah.
I like Bundaberg, but I find that a bit sweet as well. The ones that I've really been enjoying lately are. Hang on, I've got the box here from the last time. It's keep my face in
What
picture.
is
Yeah, I got it.
It's Stoke
Yeah, it's Stoke
is beer?
ginger beer.
ginger beer.
It's soda.
Yeah.
Oh, it's soda.
It's like ginger soda.
Is it like ginger ale or?
It's a bit different from ginger ale.
Okay.
It's like
Because we don't have that here.
you can actually get it, but it's imported. I was finding it when I was in New Orleans, the Bundaberg stuff.
We used to be able to get 10 packs. Oh, and I loved it.
Look it up.
So basically, ginger beer is spicier and it's got a stronger smell. It's a bolder flavor. It's also it's brewed. It doesn't tend to be. It's not normally as sweet as ginger ale, but it does depend on the brand. Like some ginger beers are stupidly sweet. Others are just like almost no sugar at all. The stuff I like has about a third less sugar than the usual stuff. So, but so much of the stuff I buy now is just the same sugar as Coke or Sprite, and it's just like ugh.
Ginger beer, non-alcoholic.
Yep.
Let's see. Ginger beer, fever tree. Fever tree.
You do find it around. It's maybe a little hard to find in the States.
Wow, $32.
Woof.
What's up?
Net $20.
It for a pack of 10 of the ones I like, it used to be $15 here. But I think it's a lot more now.
What are you talking
I
about?
mean, I saw a pack of 10-pack Bundaberg at the supermarket recently for like 18.
Yeah.
18.
Here's a 24-pack for $17.99.
Oh, nice.
Cheers.
Nice.
I'll have to give it a try. Bundaberg?
Bundaberg. I will put it in the Discord.
Bundaberg. That one's here. There's a 6-pack of that.
Wow.
Or 4-pack.
Oh yeah, I was thinking 6-pack is odd. Yeah. Yeah, you found it. Bundaberg ginger beer.
Okay. I'll give that a try on my next shopping
Nice.
spree.
I can imagine you on a shopping spree.
My next shopping spree.
Nice. You got something to look forward to.
You're running around
Yep.
being a dragon, having a shopping spree. Okay.
Shopping spree.
I see. Okay, so where are we at?
I am officially going to hand deliver the seals
I see.
scroll declining his offer to go to the police and pillage it.
And Storm would have got his
Do you all three go to this meeting? Or is it just Lissa this time?
We can, but this is the official, like, Sornel is like kind of a diplomat, but he is like, Lissa's kind of like above him in terms of authority.
I see you three as an envoy.
So like I'm kind of seeing Lissa as officially the superior.
She's the diplomat.
I'm the one that does all the killing.
You're the security.
Yeah, security.
Okay. All right.
I make sure their security is fine.
All right. So as I see it, then we're back at the pagoda. Ren is standing by the bridge that crosses the water back to the edge of the large pool that's inside this space. The other two are sitting down now opposite Isaban, whatever his name is, that guy. I keep thinking of that fucking prison.
Edibaz.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
You're thinking of Azkaban.
Azkaban. Right. 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 So he's there, and you begin.
Sir, I have the reply from the Emperor Storm.
I see. A reply was necessary, was it?
Yes.
For what exactly?
For your request.
Oh. I did not understand. I was requesting such a favor from the Emperor. I thought merely from my associate on the other side.
I'm just going. So out of game, you can reply that because he's requesting something from a representative of the Emperor, the Emperor needed to be consulted, especially given that it involved international politics.
You see that? He's here.
All right. He nods. He seems to understand that. He seems disappointed though. It will be much more difficult to obtain the life of your Balin, I'm afraid. This request has been given to me from up on high, you see. It's very important to the envoy here. And I think also for the city. It would be of great importance, I think. You've seen how many poor and starving there are in the midst of the city of Vangate. The Droob is filled to the brim with unwanted people from afar. They do not even speak the Moldrain language, which is ironic because he's speaking Moldrain as his second language. And they would all have somewhere to go if only there were another district to fill that could be rebuilt. Such a shame. Such a waste, don't you think? So many blocks of land, parcels of housing, whatnot. And from what I've heard, the district itself is in, well, it's said to be partially in good condition. But that is your final offer then, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
I see. Well, unfortunately, I have been instructed that I must take Lord Balin off the table if that is the case.
That is unfortunate.
It is most unfortunate. My deepest apologies on behalf of our people. Is there anything else we may assist you with in the meantime?
Can you think of anything else?
Nothing else is coming to mind.
Well, I suppose then our business is concluded. Such a pity.
It is most unfortunate, but I do understand your position.
Yes, yes. It seems our concert this evening has been cancelled.
Ah, most unfortunate.
Piteous. Nevertheless, the next time such a thing arises, I will be sure to contact you. You will be among the first.
Thank you. If I am in the city, I shall respond promptly, but I do have other responsibilities that require I travel.
You intend to leave soon, then?
My schedule is a little bit unpredictable at the moment.
Well, do inform us if you intend to leave. I should like to procure you a parting gift.
Thank you.
Of course. Alas, and good day then, my friends.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day.
And he fucks off, and you fuck off, and thusly you're.
Hey, you two. I just had an idea, Ren says.
Now
What
you have an
idea
idea?
is that?
Well, we have an army, correct?
Yes,
We do have an
do.
army.
We need to put it somewhere, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Now that Vane Gate people know that the army has been affected because the news would have travelled, well, we saw how it travelled pretty well. So, could we not put a request to the Prince Regent that the Emperor rest his army outside the gates before they move on?
Depends what you're planning to do with the army. It seems obvious to you as a soldier, Ren, that they would have to move. Your army would have to move even further into Moldrea to get to Vangate in order to, do that. Although that being said, maybe in order to winter there or something.
Yeah, in order to winter there.
Basically, so the plan is to resupply and then begin marching south?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Resupply, little R&R.
yeah.
You would be aware that the Regency probably won't be excited at the prospect of having an army sitting outside the city, but it's not something that's impossible.
And the Emperor could send a message himself asking if they would do so for him. At least until the winter is over, and then they can be brought home by ship.
Yeah, actually, if we had over winter, that would give the time to arrange ships to transport the army home.
But at the same time, if the place we're camping, the country where if Vangate needs our help, we would be prepared to let them borrow them if they needed them for some reason.
So like additional security, basically,
Yes,
during the winter.
Yes.
Okay. And who are you going to propose this to?
Well, let's go to that guy we went to first.
Lord Duncan?
Yeah, to see what his
opinion is?
Well, first we got to get a message from Storm asking, and then we'll go to the Regent and put it to him.
All right. So At the moment, you're aware there is no one regent. There is a regency, which is a council. But yes, same thing, ultimately. Tannel looks like he has an idea.
Well, we could go to the Regency, or we could skip the Regency and just bring in Klareska, since we have an army for her now.
Yeah, but
If we're
that would look too hostile, don't you
not
think?
not if it's her army.
Mm.
Would you like
Rings,
to? Would you like to talk to see what your mother has to say?
yeah, I'll go and talk to my mother.
All right. Long story short, then, you find yourselves in her chambers. Greetings, my child. I was not expecting to see you so soon today. What is it that you have come for?
I seek your guidance.
And how may I help you?
We have an army
Indeed.
that needs to rest before it heads home over winter. And we were wondering what you thought the regents would think if the emperor asked if they could winter over here. And also, as part of the agreement, they would also help Vaingate if Vaingate came under any kind of attack. What do you think would be the opinion?
Seems that it would need to be guarantees made by the Emperor of Dagdagail that this army was not about to infiltrate Vaingate and then turn it upside down. You have no doubt experienced such things on campaigns with humans before. They have very little self-control when it comes to pillaging, especially when they are not within their own city walls.
Yes.
So yes, if the right agreements were to be made and struck with the right people, the Regency might be convinced. That being said, it is assuredly true that the Barakyle element of the Regency will do everything in its power to deflect and deny this capacity. They will most certainly attempt to send away this army.
Yes. That is true also.
Did you
But
not have the intention prior to unite the child queen with an army so that she may return? I thought that was the objective.
yes, but I thought this would be a politically better way to get the army near the city, and then she can go in once they're positioned. And it doesn't look hostile if they're just wintering.
Do you think it will look more or less hostile if they're wintering and then she appears to lead them from nowhere?
Well, it's
I'm not
better.
saying I have the answer. I'm merely asking the question.
It will appear, from my experience, it will appear more hostile if she marches in with an army.
I would say that they would be more inclined to be prepared for her, obviously, if she marches in with an army. They will see her coming.
Yeah.
This will give her an element of surprise, but that element of surprise may also turn heads in the wrong direction. I cannot put my feelings into words, but I sense there would be some hostility to the notion that Klareska has fooled the populace somehow. I'm not saying that would be the truth, merely that would be one of the stories that would be told. As you are aware, those with the capacity to maintain their stories make history.
Well, it is realistically true that the army does need to winter somewhere before they make their journey home.
That is true. And that should not be denied, I should think.
Yeah.
Though, one thing that may come up, quite likely to come up, if I'm honest with you, the Moldrains will want to know why Degdegiel has an army in their territory. And despite your decision to return them to your own city, they may still feel slighted. Imagine, for example, if Vaingate had marched an army to Dagdagiel merely to stop outside the city and then return home. They would still feel slighted that someone had made the attempt to march all the way into their territory. Wouldn't you think?
Yes. Yes, perhaps. But the knowledge that the Barakyle did something is already known. So that knowledge would also tell them that it's been taken care of.
I see.
And that was the reason.
So this is merely a matter of how the information flows.
Yeah. So if we give them the right information, and most of it being honest, it should work out that way. You'll always get the rumors, though. You'll always get rumor. You'll always get people spreading. And with the Barakal, that is no different. Then you could present her after a time to the council of your people.
Yes, I feel that may be the required stance.
And the emperor could also say in his letter that the Barakal has been known after losing position, so to speak, to retaliate later on. So he would like to help protect his neighbor as well as winter over if he can do so.
Well, I can put it to the Regency if you wish.
I look at the other two.
Oh, we're here?
Yeah, I'm taking you with me.
Okay, I kind of assumed it was a one-on-one conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry, he's doing all the son things, looking like her son in command, and
It could be a case of you guys are like in the next room.
yeah.
I think Sornel's just like quietly playing music in the next room.
Right, and then some guard comes and calls you.
Reading a book.
So
Alright.
that
Alright.
way,
You're summoned in. So you enter in the midst of the conversation. Forgive me. I believe Ren wished to speak with you.
Oh, of course.
Yes, Ren.
well, I put a proposition to my mother, and mother, can you at least give them your opinion for the wounded, for the
I'm going to sneeze in a moment, so beware. So she says, my son Ren has suggested that the Dagdagayan army might winter outside of Vaingate. Something I can propose to the Regency on your behalf. I feel there is a reasonable chance of this being successful. However, I am sure that the Regency will demand some kind of recompense. This is, after all, an army that was sent here with the original intentions of invasion, despite the fact that the Emperor has changed. That is not Moldrea's concern, nor their fault. They have been aggrieved, you must understand. There is a foreign army on their shores.
That is, of course, entirely reasonable.
If, however, there was some form of recompense. Now, Ren has suggested at a game, I can't remember when you said this, but you did suggest this at one point, they may involve themselves in the security of Moldrea. Perhaps. Further, Ren has suggested that they may in fact become the army of Queen Claresca. He has suggested that they do not march into the city as one army with the Queen, but perhaps rather ensconce themselves, and then when everything is set, then some form of action might take place.
It occurs to me that if the compensation is to offer security for Moldrea, there are always bandits and such like causing mischief as well as various creatures. Then it is a natural progression to become Claresca's army because they are already acting on behalf of Vane Gate and Moldrea in general.
Indeed. So we would be perhaps requesting then that this is a question for your emperor. What does he expect to become of this army? Does he expect it to return?
I imagine he would.
No doubt it is a great deal of force and material that has been loaded together to form this army. It is never a cheap enterprise marching for war. So what I can suggest is that in recompense for this action, then perhaps he will loan the army to Queen Claresca for a period of, shall we say, we could begin with a year and a day.
I can certainly send a message to him presenting the offer.
And that would be the recompense for marching in our territory, or in Moldrean territory, not our territory, because she's an elf.
I don't know the man, but what do you two think? Do you think he'll agree to that?
I think he will.
I
think. Yeah, I believe he will. He's pretty reasonable. Sarno, do you think he will?
I believe so, but it's easy enough for Tan. It is easy enough. I shall send him a message by way of Lord Baleburn.
All right.
And yeah.
Okay. So Iolanthra basically suggests that you go and do that, or you do it now if you wish, and she makes
I just take out my book and start scribbling.
There you go. Okay, so Storm. A message goes into your head, I assume.
Yeah.
It's direct, isn't it? It's a
no, it goes by, because it has to be somebody's names in the book, it would go via
Scargar, right. Okay, so Storm, you get a messenger arrive from Lord Scargaran saying, here is a proposal that has arrived via magic word from the north. This is the situation. Basically, they're suggesting that you lend your army to the Moldreans for a year and a day in compensation for marching into their territory. They will allow your people to be left unharassed on the condition that they work for the Moldrean Protectorate for a year and a day before they can be sent home after winter. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, and they would be under the command of Queen Claresca of Scartabel when and if she takes the throne. Yeah. Then Lord Scargaran adds to the message saying, You could feasibly give her the army and say it's a gift, to get her, fucking started, basically. But and that would solidify a level of trust and cooperation with Vane Gate and the Moldrayan Protectorate in the future. But that's up to you.
I get up, look at the man, and say, "All you've just said, say it prettier. Sandias."
Okay. All right. So the response comes back from Storm. Yes, and you can give her the army as a gift.
Yeah. And I've used the code to let the generals know that that's the way it's going.
Okay. So you send separate messages to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Question.
Back to the main group. Yes, Lissa.
These armies have families. What about their families? We're gonna have to move their families
Well,
too.
those.
Many of them will be accustomed to being parted for long periods. It is part and
It's
parcel.
military life, isn't it, really?
It's like out of game, like the Romans going all the way to Gaul and
Yeah.
England for like 6 years and 6 years back again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and here's a house.
Okay.
We
I know
can-
what it's like to have my loved one away, especially if they give the army
I'm not saying it's
to
right. I'm just saying it's what happens.
give the
Unfortunately,
army to
unfortunately, that is the reality of becoming a soldier.
Yeah.
well,
It
maybe
is most
some of the
unfortunate.
family members can be negotiated to come over.
Possibly. Yeah. Yep. There's also like a little shanty town that's building up around the army full of thieves and prostitutes. But
Oh, that needs
Oh well, well, they're going to be very disappointed when the army picks up sticks.
right. They'll just follow them, that's all.
Oh, they probably kept going back where they came from.
I think they've been following the army for the last 1,000 miles, slowly gathering more and more people.
Oh, great! So the shanty town outside of Vangate is going to get bigger.
Yep.
Okay. So, uh,
All right. So, long story short, then,
mm,
this is to be enacted. Ilanthra takes this to the Regency. They spend a couple of days thinking about it. They vote on it. They come back to you with, yeah, all right.
you're all right.
You can winter your army there, and you can protect the city for a year and a day. And these are the conditions. If any of your soldiers do anything that's the least bit dodgy, they're going to be fucking executed. They don't get the same privileges as Moldrayan citizens. They have to be on their best behavior, basically. So if they are caught thieving or doing anything like that, it's like bad news for them immediately. No fucking around. So that's basically the agreement if you wish to take it. Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. All right then. So, long story short, then your mommy arches to the gates of thing and does its business, and they set up sticks outside the city.
Not to throw a spanner in the works, but there is something I feel we need to address.
Well,
The Charth Sith forces.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just block them in with everybody else for now.
Okay.
We'll say that the Charasith forces are under the control of the Dagdagian army right now.
Okay. I just wanted to have that settled that we got an
Clarified.
answer for that.
That could have
Yeah.
been a problem. I totally agree, because that's the sort of shitty thing I would do to you.
okay. So, also,
Well caught.
so they just,
Yeah.
so they'll have to find out what the their generals want done, how they want it done, how they run the city.
Yeah, of
I
course.
imagine there's like some liaisons from the city.
Yeah, you don't have to
This-
get involved in that. You're diplomats.
yeah.
So that gets taken care of. All right, so a couple of weeks pass if nothing is too desperately important that needs to be done immediately,
Yep.
in which the army marches up and ensconces themselves and builds themselves their own little village on the outskirts of the city.
Yep.
All right. What else do you guys want to do?
What do we? Is it worth talking to Claresca about the situation? Because we're about to stick her in front of an army.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Wonder if she has Astra with her too.
Right. I need a minute to think about that.
That's all you got. Minute.
Oh god, I just realized something. If Astra's here, Cinder definitely would have checked in on Astra, which means Cinder's probably met Claresca, and that would have been hilarious.
Oh my. All right, so you're going to meet with Claresca. So you go find her at the temple, because that's where she is, right? What time of day do you come and find her? Like in the middle of doing things? Like, do you make an appointment?
She's a queen. We have to make an appointment.
Fair. Okay. All right, so she has some luxury rooms that have been essentially given to her, along with some servants, and basically she's being cared for by the elves. They're pretty much just pampering her at the moment. And when you go into her chambers, her wing of the temple, of the barracks or whatever, it's all very nicely laid out and very royal, fittingly accommodated, and some guards. And let me see. She is. What is she doing right now? How old is she now?
Oh, she must be in her teens by now.
She must be
Feels
like
ages.
I'm thinking 14.
14, maybe 15.
14.
I'll go with 14. I like 14. All right. Okay, she's sitting in a room near a fireplace. There's a couple of elven clerics there, and she's learning to weave a pattern from an elven book with the other clerics, and they're teaching her how to do this. And she seems frustrated, and the minute you come in, she casts it aside, and she's like, "Oh, thank goodness there's somebody to talk to." And the elves look at each other like, "What the fuck? What are we?" She stands up and casts the thing on the floor. Sornel! Now, has she met all of you or any of you?
I think she's. Yeah, we went and got her. This is the good
We
point.
went
right.
and got her, don't
Yeah.
forget.
Right, that's right.
Oh.
I'm just making sure. I have a tendency.
Good to see you, Your Majesty.
She stands
Good
up
to
and
see you again.
she runs over and she gives each of you a hug. Kind of,
You're back.
because she's shorter than you probably. So, and she takes your hands and shakes them. And thank goodness you're all right and alive. I've been worried about you. And what's happening? Has anything changed? Did you get what you were looking for?
All your Sornel says.
Tannel's gone quiet because his mic's unplugged itself, I think, by the looks of it. Let me see Avery fighting with it.
I know.
Wave if you can hear us, Avery. Nope.
Hey, no.
He's lost his sound. It's Avery's turn. This happens
Maybe
to
he's
everyone.
lost.
Sooner or later, this happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Testing. Check.
Hello,
Check.
Avery.
Hey.
Sure.
You can hear us now? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1
Okay.
2 1
Yep.
2.
Sorry, just My just suddenly, my microphone, my mouse, my headphones just all this at once decide no.
No, no idea what it was.
I think it was just like a problem with my hub that I've got them connected to.
Yeah, I
Fair.
got the same problem.
We were talking about that earlier, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so she comes and gives you a hug and she's like, what's happening? Why are you here? What have you done something interesting?
Donal, buddy, pal, all yours.
Well, Klareska,
Is it time?
it is time. We have procured you an army.
You've done it! You've done it at last! My God, I knew the day would come finally. And she hugs you again.
It wasn't just me. I had help. I had a lot of help.
She kind of springs. She gets all springy, jumping around the room a little bit. And the elves are like, yes, yes, and they're sort of trying to calm her down without literally saying, calm the fuck down, you know.
Your Majesty. Your
Yes,
Majesty.
I'm going to be a queen again. Can you believe it?
Let's just calm down a bit, Your Majesty.
Calm? Calm? Why should I be calm? Finally, we're going to get to put these evil wizards all to death. What?
We're going to get you on the throne first, and then we're going to do that.
Yes. We're going to get the throne, and then we're going to put the evil wizards to death.
There is a matter of. I should teach you a few lessons of diplomacy.
Oh,
you can say things.
Please.
Astra.
Astra?
That's where Astra helps.
Klareska, the first lesson of diplomacy is no matter what meaning you put to it, you cannot actually say that. You can say that, oh yes, we are going to take good care of you, while meaning that, but you cannot actually say it out loud because it will create an international incident.
Well, of
I know it's not
course,
fun.
Sonal. We're not standing in front of anyone. These are all my friends. And incidentally, Lissa, you are aware that one of these three clerics is the dragon child. And she
They grow up so fast.
notes, well, they imitate elves so fast. Yeah, so so you know. That's official D&D mechanics.
Yeah, rule 0.
Rule 0, right? Rule 0, exactly. Yeah, rule 0 is there are no rules. Okay. So, what is your plan? You have a plan. I'm sure of it. You wouldn't have come here otherwise. No?
We are here to work out some of the details on the plan. We have the army. We bring them in and present you at the head of the army.
Well, where is the army? I can go to them now. We can do it now. I'll go with you to the army, and we'll march into the city, and we'll retake it, and everyone will cheer and be happy.
Well, the first thing is, in order for people to cheer and be happy, is we need to make sure that there is somebody to cheer and be happy about it. But we need to be careful. So we need to plan this carefully. We need to manage everything so that we get the effect we want. This is a performance, and we are going to put you on a stage, but we are going to make sure that we get the right impact for this. And so that needs preparation.
What sort of preparation do you mean? I don't think I understand.
Well, look at what you are wearing now. It is not something that you could appear before an audience in, not if we want to get the reaction we want.
Well, of course not. But Lady Iolanthra has some armor, is building me some armor.
That would be perfect. We need to get the armor finished, and we need to...
This will take weeks.
I know somebody who could finish it a little bit faster than weeks.
Oh?
He is a friend of ours. He is very skilled. Out of game. Sornel has Fabricate, which could make the armor in like most of the armor in like 10 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
Cinder has that. And if he's rattling around somewhere,
To be fair, I think that they're probably building her like elven armor.
okay. He could still help.
Sure. All right, they can ship him in through the
Yep.
portal.
Well, he's been there before.
Yeah. Okay. How exciting. We will have to have a feast. We're going to have to start organizing a menu. She looks over to one of the elves. And she nods like, yes, my lady, of course we are. Menu, that's the most fucking important thing.
Of course. We shall have to... Now, we need to work out the details. Like, we need to work out what streets the army will march down. And we need to decide on where the army will stop marching. And then we need to decide on what you are going to say.
Oh, well, you have to see this then. Come, I'll show you something. And she starts sort of running up towards some steps, and there's a door there, and she opens the door and just, come in, come in. This is my war room.
All right, let's have a look.
There's a big map of Vane Gate on a table.
You have been busy.
Well, of course, I wasn't sitting about doing nothing, you know.
Of course not, of course not.
Despite appearances. All right, so, yeah, long story short, you go over these details, and we probably should leave you here in the war room with Queen Claresca to wrap up our session, unless anyone has anything else to throw in there. No? Is that good?
Yep.
Good spot. Barry,
It is
Good
cool.
spot.
you're alive? Cool. All right, then. Thank you very much. I'll stop the record.
Thank you.